We're at Kit and Tara's house, and they've got a backyard dilemma. So they've asked me to come over and do a little consultation. So we're gonna have a little chat about options that they have, different price points, and we'll just explore all the different world of what to do with your backyard. Thanks for having us over today. So this is your backyard. Very typical builder, concrete steps. So what I'm thinking about doing today is talking about, I kind of hit 3 different price points. Okay, and show you what each of those looks like.
Perfect.
All right, and then we can discuss, and then you guys can sort out which option fits best for your budget.
All right.
And then we'll come back later on and film what you did.
Yeah, sure. Sounds
All right.
great.
Oh, pressure's on.
Yeah, geez,
all right.
better look good.
Now, your step is actually exactly the same size as a 2x8.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay, but the idea that I came up with that would solve your problem is if you had deck boards running at that height.
Okay.
And then when it's all finished, you use a 2x8 that finishes at this height.
Okay.
Okay, then you actually build a box around the stair.
Makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so then that would be your finished deck height.
Finished there.
We'll talk about options for that for safe.
Okay.
So if we're not attaching to the deck, that's fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have to basically have enough room from this landing to the edge where this becomes a landing and a landing.
Okay.
Okay, so that then this 2 feet rise here
Okay.
or less because you have the slope going down.
Yeah.
You wanna have 36 inches
Right.
from the edge.
Okay.
So you're fine there,
Okay.
okay? And that means if there's less than 36 inches, it's now no longer officially a landing,
Oh, okay.
okay? It's just a step.
Gotcha.
And that would make this height the height of your deck.
Right.
To build the structure, you're gonna wanna have a post here,
Right.
a post here,
Yeah.
and then you wanna attach a 2x6, or sorry, the 2x10 as a joist.
Yeah.
You don't ever wanna compromise on the integrity of that floor package.
Right.
If you try to save a few bucks by going to thinner lumber because there's no code,
Right.
you're gonna have too much bounce, too much deflection.
Sure.
You're gonna run into problems with your fasteners and the strength and all
Yeah.
that sort of thing. This is a cold hardened steel drill bit. It's
Okay.
1/2 inch. It'll drill the exact same hole that the shaft of your hardware is.
Okay.
Okay? You're gonna actually need a hammer to pound that through. It's so close. And that'll hold together your structure.
Okay. And just one for the post?
One per post is
Okay.
enough. Each of these is rated for 5,000 pounds.
Oh, okay. Right.
Everywhere where you're gonna put a joist, you're gonna use a joist hanger. And here's why. Because we're only 2 feet off the ground.
Right.
And because of the configuration here, if we start building box beams to set the joist on top of,
Right.
you're gonna be building all week long,
Okay.
okay? It'll be nuts.
Right.
What you can do is you can actually take your board, lay it on this stair, all right?
Yeah.
And you can have your posts set up in your corners.
Right.
Take your 2x8, like this, throw a level on it,
Okay.
and just mark your lines on
Okay.
both posts.
Right.
Once you've got all that together, of course, you can just put your deck boards on, use regular deck screws, right? Pressure treated lumber requires ACQ rated screw.
Okay.
Basically means that a regular screw, like a flooring screw or something like that, for interior use would actually rust out.
Oh, okay.
That's really the whole technical side of things. Now, what we should do,
Oh, right.
you ever thought of this?
The old camo. Saw that in another video.
I know we talked about this. Were you considering that at all?
I mean, I'm considering because I think it looks amazing. Like the finished product looks so great.
All right, well, here's a gift.
Because I have the other one at home.
I've got lots.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, so what this does is you pull the handle
Right.
and you see it widen out. You set it on the board and you let go.
That's it.
And you put a screw in each side and then you just zip.
That's perfect.
Okay, so now you can just buy one
Okay.
bit and then a box of screws.
All right. Okay.
And then after you've got your base, then you can decide how big you want to go,
Right.
right? And it'll all be the one level.
Yeah.
Or because your ground slopes, you could do the next level one step down.
One step down. That's good. So you'd have you'd have
It
a
does-
landing
it-
and then you'd have a
Exactly,
larger
it can define a
flat
space.
square. Yeah.
So you can have an area up here which is the entrance, barbecue
Right.
spot, one
Yeah.
step down sitting area,
Okay.
right? And then you don't get into any issues with your 24-inch code issue.
Right.
So we got an idea for how to solve the stairs.
Okay.
Now you can always go and rent the machine if you want.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up
I
with
was
the
gonna
same finish.
sledgehammer. I was gonna sledge the
I
first
swear
step
you're
down.
probably gonna end up with the same result.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna have just one deck surface
Yeah.
and then a step going up.
Why bother
Save
taking
yourself
it
the
down?
hassle.
I know.
Now, all the extra space you want. Try to build and design with the idea of the stock lumber sizes.
Okay.
Okay, pressure treated lumber is really good for being square cut.
Right.
So if you want to build something with, let's say, 10-foot lumber long,
Right.
and then you add another board, now you're 10-foot 1.5.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay, but 10-foot lumber this way
Yeah.
as a joist package
Right.
means your board's going this way.
Okay.
Okay, so your
Yeah.
finished board like this
Right.
is going to come in 8, 10s, and 12s and 16s.
Right.
So if you want to build a 16-foot deck,
Yeah.
frame it at 15.5.
15.5 inches.
Gives you a couple inches overhang on each
Okay.
side.
Okay.
Okay, so you just got to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So you can do skirting.
Okay.
Okay, they make a skirt board about the same thickness as this,
Okay. It's
but
like tongue and groove or something?
It's thinner.
Okay.
It's a 5/8 board,
Okay.
and so what you can do is you can just cut them the right height.
Yeah.
All right. You have a floating deck,
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't have to worry about ground contact.
Oh, okay.
You just cut this 1/2 inch off the ground.
Off the ground. Okay.
And if there's any freezing and heaving and that sort of
Then
thing and
won't-
movement in the
won't
winter,
affect
the whole
it.
thing moves together anyway.
Okay.
Leave yourself about the thickness of a carpenter pencil,
Okay.
so you have airflow.
Mm-hmm.
You're close enough to the ground. You don't want to create a sauna effect with that sun in the afternoon.
Okay.
It'll heat up and put a lot of moisture into the wood,
Right.
and you'll be disappointed with how long it lasts.
Understood. Okay.
Okay? So good ventilation underneath the deck is very important if you're close to the ground. You got any other questions about how to build a deck?
Oh man, I think I've got it pretty well. And thanks for the camo thing.
Hey, you're welcome.
It's a yeah, my first one. I'm looking forward to trying it out.
So I think I get it from your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for something that's not necessarily the cheapest deck. You're looking for
Yeah,
a little bit of the fun there.
I'm a middle of the road.
You're kinda
type,
like,
you know, I
if
don't
I'm
want
gonna
go
do
the
it, I wanna
cheapest.
be proud of it, you know?
Exactly. Right? I want to show it up
I
in a
see where
picture.
you're going.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, if you're putting in your own time and energy,
Exactly.
a deck like this is going to last you a good 20 years without
Right.
even thinking about it,
Okay.
right? So it is something
Yeah.
that's going to affect the valuation of the home for a
Right.
long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So putting a little something extra into it never hurts.
right?
As a DIY, you're making money.
Yeah, exactly.
So the more time and effort you put into it, the more money you're making.
Makes sense.
Isn't that
Makes
just
sense.
kind of ridiculous?
Go figure.
All right. Well, I'm going to get Tara out here, and we're going to have a quick chat and make
Okay.
sure that you're on the same page.
Yeah, exactly. If we're not, we're having big trouble. So
And then I'll let you all talk about it, and
Okay.
then you can surprise us at the end.
you got it.
Beautiful.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Thanks, Jeff.
kid.
Yeah, appreciate it. Pleasure.
I had Kid out here. We were talking about the deck plans.
Yep.
He's very excited.
I know.
You can tell. He's really anxious to do something really awesome for you. The
Yeah.
idea is, I think at this point, we're going to do 2 platforms, different
Sounds
heights.
good.
Right?
Okay.
That keeps us code compliant, but nice and simple,
Yeah.
but lots of living space.
Okay. How big would that be?
Well, we were looking at, in the world of simplicity,
Yeah.
trying to go somewhere from where you're standing to the corner of the house. So that's about 9 feet
Okay.
by, this takes it to 8. That's pretty comfortable.
And starting off the top of the.
That would be
concrete
like a
step?
step up, like a landing.
Okay.
So if you want a barbecue area, it could be over there, it could
Yeah.
be over here, right? There's no railings at this point.
Okay.
It's not necessary.
Okay.
Again, that's just a matter of design over function.
Yeah. And money, right? Isn't
Money's an issue.
Well,
railings,
isn't it more expensive with railings?
railings usually run about 50% of the cost of the whole deck.
Okay.
Now, after this, you could take it one step down,
Okay.
and then we could go another whole 10 by 15 feet, right over to where the grass needs to be cut.
Yeah.
So if you only go out 10 feet, you're going to find it very cramped.
Okay.
Okay, so 12 by 12 is actually really comfortable.
Okay. When our whole crew's together, we're 7. So one enough room
Right?
for 7.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brady Bunch, I'm telling you. Definitely 12 by 12 then, as a
Okay.
minimum.
Okay.
And you can go with one of those oval tables,
Okay. That's
would
bigger
fit.
than what we were planning, but
right?
I'm open to
But
it.
here's the thing. If you go 10 by 10,
Yeah.
it's going to be a little small. The extra 2 feet you add to it to go 12 by 12 in each direction
Yeah.
is probably, on the building material side, maybe $100.
Okay.
So you go from something that's not functional to functional
Okay.
because
That's a good tip.
most of the investment's already been made.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
one more joist cavity in a bit.
Sounds good.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, it does.
Do you have any of the
Yeah.
other needs
I
out here?
think for me, I want to make sure it's quality because the deck that I had here before completely rotted. I was telling you the story.
Yes.
And Kit's son fell right through it. So want it to be safe. Want it to last longer than the previous one did.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to get out of your hair. I'm going
Sounds
to
great.
let Kit get to work. And we'll come back and
Sounds good.
we'll have a coffee on the new deck.
What about timeline? What are you thinking?
If it was my house,
Yeah.
I'd have it done in a Saturday.
So tomorrow's my birthday, and he
Really?
said, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" And I said, "I just want a deck, babe. Just
Wow.
want a deck."
Wow. Okay,
He's sweating over there.
pressure's on, Kit. Listen, an experienced deck builder could probably do this in one long day.
Okay. So two
As a
long
first
days?
timer, I would give him a whole weekend, and
Okay.
then I wouldn't tighten the screws until another weekend passes.
So we'll have coffee here in about 10 days.
I'm more than fine with that. Yeah,
Sounds good.
We'll do that.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us out. This has
fun.
been fun.
It was really good.
I enjoy doing this kind of thing. And hopefully, guys, this has been helpful for you. Stay tuned, because next time you see us, we'll be having coffee on the new deck.
Or something else.
Or something else. Well, cheers to that. Well, I just got to say, nice living space you got out here.
Thanks a lot.
Like, this is cool.
Yeah, it really
When
turned
we
out
were
well.
first talking about it, it didn't feel as big as it ended up.
That's true. We were saying how glad we are we went with the extra, the section, because originally it was just going to be this with like rails and everything, right?
Right.
And so we're totally happy with the fact that we
Because
went
that
for the
really
larger.
would have just been like an entryway landing.
Yeah, exactly.
You couldn't have used it.
No, for sure. And then we had to figure out something for this space here. So
Right? So you had done for a week now.
yeah,
Have you used it?
I think
Every
we use it
night.
every night, pretty much,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Dinners and family meals. And
That is awesome. I know it wasn't like the simplest build in the world.
No, for sure. We
Right.
definitely had a few moments there, especially getting started was
To be
tough.
honest, it's almost not fair. Creating a level deck off of an existing structure is not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it looks pretty. And this is the new pressure treated lumber that comes kind of like a red brown,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
yeah.
And it looks a little weird, but give it a couple weeks.
It does, yeah. It looks amazing now compared to when I first got it. It looks so
Yeah.
splotchy. Like, do we get a bad run or
Yeah.
something like that?
It
Because it
was a
looked really,
greenish inside.
yeah.
The beautiful thing about this is when all of that two-tone tint goes away,
Right.
that's your sign that you're good to put on any kind of an oil-based sealer.
Okay,
Try to find something that's oil-based because oil absorbs into the wood.
okay, right.
That's your protection. Well, I'm
that-
proud of you. First deck ever over here.
Yeah, first deck,
deck.
yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
It
that
was a
good.
family bonding project in many respects.
Sure.
Yes.
He had a son out here, his father was out here.
Yeah, Dad
My
was
kids
doing
were
the.
out
Oh
here.
yeah.
You know, that's one aspect of DIY that a lot of people don't get.
yeah,
Right? When you're building something at home with the family, everybody gets involved,
right.
and then it becomes like a team building exercise,
That's the truth.
right?
Yeah,
And then everybody gets a little bit of confidence, a little bit of experience.
yeah, it worked out fun. But
When he was in trouble, he would just watch some of your
yeah,
videos.
exactly. I was sitting there,
Sorry,
you know.
didn't pay me to say that. He didn't pay me to
Really?
say that.
Sitting on the lawn chair, and and just, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, just checking out how to do this before I actually get in here and start hammering things in.
That's
And
funny.
like
The
that.
most important part of your kit to take away from is this. You never move forward until you were happy with where you were.
yeah, for sure.
And that's
for sure.
key number one
Yeah,
with doing a DIY reno.
yeah.
You can't move forward until you're happy with where you are.
No, that's true.
You can't say, well, it's time restriction.
Right.
You know, this happens so often. You'll get contractors on the site. A guy
Right.
will call in sick, but we've only got today. Let's just get it done.
Yeah,
Attitude,
Let's rush.
right? And you end up missing out on the
Yeah.
quality aspect. And then at the
Yeah.
very end, you had two questions you didn't know how to solve.
You're right.
And you were smart enough to reach out and get help instead of just figure it out for yourself and get creative.
Well, exactly, right?
Right?
You know, I'm trying to prevent the rework as much as possible, you know.
And maybe
It's,
that's partly because there was help available
yeah, that's true.
versus
That's true. Like I knew I had that in my back pocket
You
that I
know.
could,
Yeah,
it's
send an
lifeline.
email.
You always
or
send up
we
the
could-
bat signal,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Here's where I'm at. Not looking good. Thoughts. And,
right, right.
That's it.
We get questions like that all the
Yeah.
time. It's a lot of fun helping people.
That's great.
And when we started this project, you reached out and you said, how do I solve this problem with the least amount of effort to get the best looking result,
Right.
right? And so here's the thing. Sometimes people are looking for the lowest cost solution. Sometimes people are design focused and it's all about the design. In Kit's case, he wanted a really functional deck that didn't have to cost a fortune. So I came up with a solution and told him if it was my house, what would I do? And here
Yeah.
you did it.
There we go.
Well done.
Thanks very much.
My man.
Yeah, we're super happy. And,
Right?
yeah.
Checked all the
Yeah,
boxes.
exactly. Yeah, for
We're
sure.
going to enjoy it for a few years, and then hopefully this becomes a rental property. Or if we resell the house, I know this is going to be an amazing selling.
I just
feature.
love
Yeah.
it because no matter what you do, if you have this house for a couple of years,
Yeah.
you're going to sell it or rent it. It pays for itself.
Yeah, for sure.
And you get
Yeah.
to enjoy it in the meantime.
Yeah, exactly. Because it wasn't overly expensive. You know, it was really once you.
It's an affordable project
for
with
sure.
great benefits.
Yeah, yeah, it worked out.
And
really
you got the
well.
whole family involved.
Yeah.
Free
Win,
labor.
win, 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 win.
Yeah, exactly. Free labor. Yeah.
Now you're addicted to DIY, I can tell.
That's
Totally
right.
is, totally
That's
is.
it. That's it.
Well,
Ready
thanks for having us out
excellence.
today, guys.
Thanks so
It was
much,
a pleasure
Jeff.
seeing you
Yeah,
again.
yeah, you as
This
well.
is fun.
Cheers. Thanks for all
Yeah,
your
yes.
Yeah,
support,
thanks
Jeff.
very
For
much.
sure.
Really
Cheers.
appreciate it. Thanks all. Take care.
Well, that was fun, and this is a really basic outdoor living center that's not according to any building code because we kept in the parameters. And if you'd like to see something that's a lot more dramatic, we got a build over here that was under building code. It was a lot bigger, 1,200 living square feet, and all of the tips and tricks to build a huge outdoor living center are in that video. We'll see you again next time.